the whole audience creepy images right now. But I was like, that was terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was just so basic. If
Yes.
you look at like,
So
if you
simple,
read about
yes.
it, you'd be like, oh, well, and then watching it, you're like, oh.
Oh, exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep some of the traditional monsters. So like I said, I've got some vampires and some werewolves and some others in there. But I wanted to create my own that I thought were kind of creepy and weird. So that's why I started bringing in my own. But I also gave a twist on the vampires and the werewolves are not quite, I kind of tried to create my own lore with them. So that they were, you know, kind of my own, not somebody else's copy of a vampire. So they don't sparkle. Not sparkly vampires. And nothing against Twilight. I am a giant Twilight fan.
I am too.
No, absolutely nothing
it on
against.
Camera right now.
I am a big Twilight fan. It's not a secret in my house. We all know that I'm a Twilight fan. So
yeah, my family knows it too.
Yep.
They escape the house when my husband and stepsons just kind of go to their rooms when I decide to watch that.
When it's time to watch Twilight. Yeah.
Or sometimes I just wait till they're off doing their own things.
And you're like, this is a good time to watch Twilight. Yep. I agree.
So, what about your family? Like you said, your daughter helps edit.
Mm-hmm.
So
she
how
does.
Are they pretty supportive of your writing?
They are immensely supportive of my writing. I am so fortunate. My daughters are both there. Ariana and Tiana, they're 30 and 29, and they are my assistants at pretty much any book event I do. They're with me. So I actually tell people they're part of my brand because people will come to me. They weren't at a book festival I just did recently, and I actually had people coming up and going, your daughters aren't here. And I'm like, I know, they're not with me. And they thought it was really weird that my kids weren't with me because they're always with me. And they're both just super supportive. They talk about me on social media all the time. One of my girls, Ariana, she is big in the Bookstagram community, and she's got a lot of followers that like books and stuff like that, so she'll hype my books on her page all the time. And then my other daughter works at a bookstore, and she'll kind of help. She always hypes me up at the bookstore, and when people buy my books, she'll be, you know, she's at the register, she'll be like, that's my mom. And she, you know, yeah, so she has a lot of fun with it. And they love to go to the book events with me and meet all the different authors and stuff. And then my husband, I always joke, my girls always say he mean mugs everybody because he sits at, like if he goes with me, he sits like this and kind of looks at people mean mugging him. But it's mostly because he's just there to support me. He just wants me to do, you know, sometimes I'll say, oh, I'm not sure if I should do this or that. And he's like, no, do it. You need to do it. He goes, if it's for your books, you need to do it. You need to make sure that you're out there making sure people know you exist. So he's 100% supportive. And then my son and daughter-in-law, too, are also just super supportive. Everybody's always encouraging me to do what I need to do for my career. So, yeah, they're amazing.
You have, like, the family that goes with you to the events.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. They have so much fun going with me. They have a blast. So, you know, and they're both big book girls, so it kind of works both ways for them. They get to hang out with authors that they like, and they get to be with me too. So
go out and browse and buy some more.
Yep. Oh yeah, they always go home with books at whatever event we're at. They always go home with books.
Not a bad thing. I mean,
oh, I know, not a bad thing.
Growing up, were you a Scholastic kid too?
I was.
Like,
I was a Scholastic
book
fair kid.
Your parents
I was.
sent you with money, and you're like,
yeah. And my kids are big readers, especially my daughters. They're both big readers. So for them, this is almost like a natural progression for me to go into writing because I always liked to write. And to have the girls enjoy reading as much as they do has been so great for me because it just, you know, it just kind of solidifies that this was kind of meant to be in our family because we're a big family of readers and stuff. So writing is, you know, kind of the natural progression.
Have they started writing yet?
My middle daughter, Tiana, does actually write. She's also a fan fiction writer, but she has started writing her own fiction. She's working on a book right now. So,
awesome.
Yeah, she's working on one right now.
So I'm seeing this as number 2. Is there going to be a number 3?
There is a number 3. It's actually almost done.
Yay!
I'm almost finished with it. It's called Married to the Mobster, and it is a marriage of convenience story. I love writing the Mobster books because I get to, people joke, I actually am married to an Italian, so people joke all the time that that's part of why I write the mobster stuff. But it really is. My husband loves The Sopranos and The Godfather and stuff I've watched for years and years. Always watched the mafia stuff, and it always fascinated me. So I thought, you know what, it would be fun to write a mafia romance, and it is. I have a blast writing them because not only do I get to do the romance, but I get to do the suspense and the mafia stuff, and I get to do all that fun stuff. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So do you know when it's going to be coming out?
I am hoping to have it available in the spring for pre-order and release next summer.
Okay,
is my hope. So
just FYI, you have 1 and 2 to catch up on. You can read them standalone, but it would be great.
Yeah, can read both of them, 1 and 2, and then 3 is coming. And then I have my Loves of Lakeside series I finally finished it. So actually my 12th and 13th books will be out very soon. They'll be out on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited, and then I'm releasing a collection with books 4 through 6 in it that's called More Lakeside Love. The first book was called Lakeside Love, and then the second book is More Lakeside Love. So you've got a collection of books 1 through 3 and a collection of books 4 through 6 will be out. Hopefully, I'm hoping to actually have them at the Mesa Book Festival for like an exclusive pre-order or exclusive event.
Super cool.
Yeah, you'll only be able to buy them then because I don't think that the collection's going to release until February. So, but I'm going to try to have some with me at the Mesa Book Festival. I know, I'm excited to have them.
I'll have to go check that out. I'll be there. So.
You'll have to come see, because I should have some with me.
Okay. How long does it take you to write a book? Because you're talking about a lot of different ones, but it sounds like you go. Do you go between the books as you're writing?
I do.
Or do you write one full?
No, I usually jump around because. Do you ever get where you're writing something and then you're like, I need a break. I'm just like tired of writing this. So you jump to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I do that all the time. I will write something and then if I feel stuck on it, I will jump to something else and work on that instead. So it usually takes me around 9 months to a year to write a book, but sometimes less. It depends on what I'm basing the story off of. I actually just knocked out a story that is going to be in an anthology that I can't say with who yet, but it's going to be it's a secret right now. But it's my first monster romance. I wrote monster romance, and it's gargoyles, and I had so much fun writing. I just knocked the whole story out in like 3 weeks. And it's a short story because it's in the anthology, but it has opened the floodgates, and I have an idea for an entire series to go with it. So, yeah, I'm very excited about it. I'm just like, I'm fired up with it. So I've been writing a lot on that, and then sometimes I'll go, okay, I'm going to go work on Married to the Mobster because I want to get that finished, and I'm almost done. I think I'm on the last chapter. So I bounce around depending on what I want to write on.
It sounds like what I do, and I don't know if you do this when I'm reading. I have a few different books. Like I'll have a fiction, a nonfiction, and then a cookbook usually. So I'm like, it's too much of this nonfiction one. I have to take a break. Let's go to the fiction and pick up where we left off.
And that's exactly,
let's go read a few recipes.
That's exactly what I do because sometimes, my small town romance series is, it's contemporary and it's very sweet and a lot of, it's just like regular people, and so that it's fun to write, and I have a good time writing it. I always have kind of said they're kind of like palate cleansers when you read them. It's kind of like a palate cleanser when I write them because I can just kind of kick back and write them. Then if I want something a little bit more exciting to write, or I'm all fired up about writing, I'll go into the mobster stuff, or the monster stuff, or I'll work on my paranormal romance that I've been working on. So I jump around a lot. So I have all kinds of things that I work on at any given time.
So let's talk. What else? One thing I like to talk about in the podcast is your writing process. So one thing I ask about, where do you write? Do you have a space that you like to write in? Are you a coffee shop kind of person, or is it at home?
I write at home, and I have my little corner of the couch with my table next to me, and I have a TV tray that I set my laptop on, and then my dog's usually right next to me when I write. And I sit there and I write while my husband watches whatever he wants to watch on TV, because I don't have to write in complete silence.
Oh, wow.
So I will sit next to him, and you know, he'll sit over in his chair watching whatever he wants to watch on TV, and I sit over in my little corner of the couch and knock out however many words I want to write and write that. So that's pretty much, I've never actually, not once, written in a coffee shop, which is weird, I know, because a lot of writers write in coffee shops. I've never written in a coffee shop. I'm not sure.